through channels and without any public audit. In a statement, time, the government confirmed that asset disposal followed a the GALA Commission followed a ministerial task force and promised to publish a full report in due course. We acknowledge this promise, but in due course is not acceptable when the public assets are at stake. Delay in transparency is denied in accountability. Therefore, we ask the following questions.
Right?
So thank you, our PRO will take some.
Much Tiriyef Mamadou Kurang and Kabar Uba. Just to the purpose of this protest is not just for the assets and declare those assets cease to belong to Jame after 2016. They were state assets, and then also this protest is beyond just assets. This protest is about ensuring that our governance system is run on the account of accountability and transparency, honesty and integrity. So we'll take questions from the press. If you have any questions, any clarifications, we'll take questions quickly, and then we will end the press conference. Thank you. Yes. Yes. So,
Wow.
yes.
Okay. Since government has denied you guys the permit of all your peaceful protests, are you guys convinced that the government is willing to cooperate with you guys or with the public, to release the assets of the former president or ready?
So, I cannot speak for government, right? But what I can say is we have, honestly, I'm on camera, we have a very, very terrible government and that have covered this up. You see, the conversations doesn't start today. What Mustafa and the Republic did was to have a systematic report. But the mismanagement of funds, sales of the Jame properties have been a conversation since 2017. And then when Ba left, without accusation, Ba knew that he has an opportunity to finish what he has started and make a name for himself in the history of transitional justice in the world. But he ran away because he knows he will be messy if he completes it to this day. Dowda came and Dowda cover up. Whether they are cooperative or not, and that's why we are here. We are going to put pressure on them. It's our fundamental human right to receive information from them, but the Access to Information Act or law. And therefore, we are going to use that. We are going to use our fundamental right to take this streets to ensure that the list is accountability is assault and heads role for corruption, for lack of integrity. We run questions first. Follow-ups are going to be a bit out. Please, you can come to that. Yes, Dowda.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dowda from the Department of Law. First, I have a comment on the question. First, we say thank you for standing to ensure that there is justice in the issue, because corruption is evident in the government as per reports, according to several reports, which is just one research. Okay, my question is, then under the Gambian laws, protesting without a permit is illegal. So what is going to be the fate of those going out tomorrow to protest without permit?
Alright, so I think there is a misconception on what protest is and in the secret part. Protest is not illegal under the Gambian law. It is restricted by the Public Order Act. Possession and using a PA system. And then that was the first plan. But as much as we are denied permit, taking the streets, the Public Order Act said the possession and the use of Public Order Act. So there is no illegality in protest. In fact, that is a bad law, and protesting tomorrow is protesting against a bad law and against corruption.
Yeah. Well,
I will take a moment.
sorry, let me come.
Yes.
Please. This is Sheriff in the media. What do you say to the critics that this is the time that you're coming up with this protest? I know for Alaji, I've been, talking about this corruption at Jana Commission since day one. But some of you today, this is the day we've seen you. And there was a day at the National Assembly where the Attorney General, Dara Jallo, stood there and said that they're not going to disclose the bias of Jana. And there was no reaction. Like, when I say reaction, we need to go out and protest.
Yes, so probably for the records, personally I've never been quiet on anything that has to do with governance in this country for the past 8-9 years. But that is not it. Those who are trying to say the wrong timing, probably they want to also pick the public space. But there is nobody to determine what time I want to exercise my right. It's urgent to protest against awful. You see, Mama Koran made mention that these are conversations that have been going on by allegations of individuals without a systematic report, no an investigation. That remember, we're not saying a report by standard newspaper or point. We are saying an investigative report. Journalists know the difference between a normal report, a mouth to say, and an investigative report, right? And therefore, that is solid to tell us that it's high time we pursue. But remember, if you read the statement of the Ministry of Justice, they did not debunk the evidence base in the report. They just played with grammar. That shows there is something hidden that have been revealed by the Republic. And then the fact that is today we want to protest, we have all right to protest, and whoever think we don't have a right to protest can do a counter protest. That is human rights and democracy. Yes, Mohammed.
So thank you very much, Ahmad. I am freelance 2023. The current Minister of Justice said they are not going to reveal the names. But of recent, we see compliance that the names will be revealed. But in the press release, they stated that they will be released.
National Assembly members that are raising questions. National Assembly members that are raising questions and then demanding for answers. And it's for me, it's a joint force that at the end of the day, an investigation must be bound. But including victims of VIIM to ensure that investigations are done and heads rule. Accountability is a must.
I mean, here you are commending politicians and National Assembly members for speaking up. When in 2023, the Justice Minister clearly told parliamentarians that the report will not be seen by the public, only parliamentarians, but we don't hear any reaction from them. Don't you think they are also joining the bandwagon just to get that momentum?
Yeah, of course, that's why I said I don't trust politicians. As of now, until our demands are received and act on, every politician, every public official is part of this corruption, is complicit to the crime, and we're not validating anybody. But also the fact that they are speaking, now we have a point to go after them to ensure they don't just camouflage us, but they speak what they believe in, and then we go after them. So that's the thing. In 2023, I have spoke to few of the National Assembly have reached out to us when that conversation came, that they have asked for the list, but the only list that is handed over to them is the list of land properties. And the assets go beyond that. I've seen hills and islands. I don't know who bought those, but we'll get to the end of this matter. Yes.
Good afternoon. I'm Ismail Abba for the Westside Twitter. I want to ask if you have submitted your permit at the AG chamber. So if they haven't given you the full details about who has bought the permit, the land and whatsoever, so now what is going to be your next step?
For me, to be honest, tomorrow's protest is the birth of a revolution I have been in, and we are going to give timelines because they say in due course that can be 10 years. We don't accept that. We will give timelines to the Ministry of Justice, and we will follow up. If they fail to do, we will take the streets again. But also, as we speak, we are going to try the courts. We are going to try all mechanisms to ensure we get to the end of this. Like I said, this is not just about these assets. This is about to bring sanity, integrity, honesty, accountability, and transparency in our government system. This is the birth of a revolution that will bring the change in this country. I can ask a follow-up question.
You know, you said you are going to give timeline to government in regard to assets release. Do you think government is going to comply with your timeline, looking at the conditions that have been involved?
I think that question is answered. I am not government. And I am not
Are you convinced?
I am not spokesperson of government. Government doesn't have to convince me. I hire them to do a job for me. I'm requesting for that job. They do it. We comply. They don't we continue to hold them accountable. I must say, um, thank you for coming. And tomorrow is the most important. Please stop. And then even ID is one serious person who should know that his asset, our Barrow's asset, Dawda Jallo's asset, have been stolen, and then
You want to say something?